Hey, what's up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here. This is time for another update video for you guys, and I swear I will be back to do an album review. I guess it's been more than 6 months since I've done a review properly, and the last album that I did review was Can's Tago Mago. Be sure to check that album out. And yeah, as you can see, I feel lazy and look unprepared, but I'm just tired. Couldn't be asked. But I am back to do, as I said earlier, a new update. I have bought quite a pile of CDs recently, so I'm just going to show them in any random order, like I usually do, and some records will be shown. Let's get started. Paul McCartney, Egypt Station. Haven't played all of this album yet, but this is Paul's latest #1 album. And this packaging is really quite unusual. As you can see, it's got the huge long piece of artwork, and on the other side shows all of the lyrics, pictures of Macca himself. I haven't played all of this album yet. I have heard of Come On To Me, which I enjoyed. But For You, which is one of the other tracks that got released before the album's release, I didn't like that one that much. Well, I just think For You is just really bland and terribly weak. But I'm still very curious to hear what the rest of this album is going to sound like. So that's that one. My Bloody Valentine, MBV. This album is fantastic. This is probably their best album since Loveless. And I have heard and seen the news that they are making a new album, hopefully. And another complaint, I don't really like these cardboard CD packages that a lot of the new albums show for the audience when they came out. I just prefer the jewel case releases, but these, I would say, unprotected, cheap cardboard packaging of new album releases are just so annoying to me. But needless to say, MBV is a really, really good album from start to finish. And I still consider My Bloody Valentine to be one of the best UK bands ever. And Kevin Shields, I think, is a giant for sound with the guitar. So that's MBV. The next one, I'm going to keep this sealed. I'm not going to unwrap the cellophane. But this is the exclusive metal radio sampler by Slipknot. This is a pretty rare item for any Slipknot fans collection, and as you can see at the bottom there, for promotional use only, not for sale. This contains the 2 live tracks of Surfacing, Wait and Bleed, Me Inside, and the demo Despise, which later on became Purity from the first album. I still love that picture of the band. But yeah, I'm very happy to have this for my Slipknot collection. Rory Gallagher, Irish Tour 74. And this album is fantastic. Such an amazing guitar player. And I know I did see a lot of the comments from my top 10 blues guitarist video that Rory Gallagher isn't in the list. But I will say this, I will make a video on one of my favourite underrated guitar players ever, and Rory Gallagher has to be in that list. So it really is a shame that Rory Gallagher doesn't get a lot of the credit, not much praise, high praise like Eric Clapton, to Peter Green and Jimi Hendrix, because I think Rory Gallagher is one of the best guitar players ever. So, highly recommend this live album. The Stone Roses, self-titled. This is a 2009 remaster. Haven't played this one yet, but I have heard some really great things about this album, and I'm very looking forward to listen to it. I'm still really hooked on Oasis lately, and I have bought some more of their stuff. I have 2 copies of Be Here Now. This is the 1997 release, and this is the 2016 remaster done by Noel Gallagher. Which one do I prefer? I stick to the 2016 version. The production from this version is really raw sounding. It's loud, but I would say it's sometimes like compressed too much, and that spoils it for me. But the production from this, I would say, cleans it up a bit better. But some of the tracks do have like a lot of compression that not spoils the listening for me, but there's just a lot to digest. But anyways, do you know what I mean? Love that song. Stand By Me, The Girl in the Dirty Shirt, Fading Out. That's a great one. Very underrated, that one. And surprisingly, Johnny Depp did some guitar on that one. Don't Go Away, All Around the World. That track from this album drags on too long after the first 4 or 5 minutes. I preferred the 1992 rehearsal take of All Around the World. Some tracks I'm not keen on, but I still like them for a bit, like My Big Mouth, I Hope I Think I Know. The title track, though, to me is like one of their weakest, some of the blandest lyrics, but needless to say, I think this is a very good album. The band were high on cocaine. So much cocaine happened from this period of time for Oasis. But I stick to the 2016 remaster, and I think Noel Gallagher did a great job. The Master Plan, great compilation CD from start to finish. Does have some of their best tracks. I love that picture, by the way. Does have the tracks Acquiesce. I might have mispronounced that. I'm so sorry. Fade Away, The Swamp Song, a live version of I Am the Walrus, Rocking Chair, Half the World Away, the title track, The Master Plan, possibly one of Noel Gallagher's strongest compositions ever. Love that song. Some of the others that I haven't heard of that I really do enjoy. And I will listen to this again, because there are some tracks on here that I'm not familiar with, but I would like to let them grow on me and digest. Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. This album is really underrated, but this album really grew on me, and I think it's one of their best albums. I understand the flaws, that it is more weaker, less edgy and rockier, and sometimes repetitive, but I really liked the direction that the band went through, because through this period of time, Oasis were in a experimental phase, with some psychedelic stuff. Fucking in the Bushes, love that opener. Go Let It Out, Who Feels Love, Gas Panic, and the other singles of Sunday, Morning Call. Little James is really, really underappreciated, but I love that song. And I think that song tries to show what Liam Gallagher wanted to try and become as a songwriter than just being a vocalist in the band. Roll It Over. I think this is one of their best albums, as I've just said. So, that's that one. Now, the last 2 are from a band that I really, really am digging a lot. I have heard of this band before, ages and ages ago, but haven't really discovered them properly, besides seeing a few of their music videos, and the band is Tool. I forgot to show you that I do have Lateralis on CD, forgot to show you that from my last update, but I have bought Undertow and this album, Anima. Might have butchered that, I'm sorry. but I'm very curious to find out which Tool album I will pick and love the most. Lateralis is fantastic, and I need to buy 10,000 Days, and that'll be it for me. And it's about time that they are making a new album. So that's that one. For Tool, now onto the records. The first two are from a band that I really like a lot, and I'm digging their sound from their albums. I haven't heard all of their stuff yet, but the band is Sonic Youth. This band is awesome, just amazing. They make releases with genres of alternative rock, noise rock, post-punk, no wave. There's a lot going on from the instrumentation of each of their albums. Daydream Nation has been regarded as their best album, but I don't think it is. It is a brilliant album, don't get me wrong, but I might prefer this album. Dirty is just an awesome album, and so is this one, Washing Machine. I might prefer this album as my favourite Sonic Youth album as of now. Oh, by the way, this is the 2015 remaster from Geffen Records, and this is the remaster from that same company. In 2015, beautifully pressed. The Diamond Sea, possibly my favourite Sonic Youth song as of now. Some other amazing songs on this, like the title track, Little Trouble Girl, Because, Junkie's Promise, No Queen Blues. But yeah, this album is amazing from start to finish. Swans, To Be Kind. This is still an experience of an album, to tell you the truth. This is a triple album pressing via Young God Records. To Be Kind is one of those albums that needs to be heard, and I think this is really one of the best albums of this decade, and I'm not kidding. It is noisy, it is uncompromising, but in a very intriguing way, I guess you could say. It is intense, it's dark, it's deep, but there's just so many words to describe this, and I'm really looking forward to hear the rest of the band's material. And Michael Gira is an absolute genius, and I still think that this is one of the best pieces of work from Swans. The next one is from a rap artist that I'm very curious to check out finally, yet I have heard so many acclaimed responses from his material. The artist is Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. This double album, haven't played this yet, sounds like it is a really huge album, and it is. I didn't expect the acclaim to be so high, but I will probably surpass Kendrick Lamar's material from this decade way more than Eminem's stuff that he had released from this decade. Joy Division, Closer. Now this album, again, haven't played this yet, sorry about that, but I have heard some things about this album that is like really deep and dark, like Unknown Pleasures, but I think this album takes things to a heavier turn. I really do like Joy Division a lot now, and I think Unknown Pleasures is a brilliant album, but Closer might be my favourite, but I don't know, we'll have to see. So that's that one. The Stone Roses 2009 remaster, same thing, still looking forward to this one. Now the last one, this is the highlight for this update. This is the biggie. I'm very thrilled to have this. I'm a huge Black Sabbath fanatic. At least one of my top 10 favourite bands of all time. This is Black Sabbath's first album. I already have another copy of it, but it's a remaster. But this is something else. This is the very rare first UK pressing from 1970, and I just could not believe it whatsoever. The very first pressing of this album, and it has the Vertigo Swirl label, but what the other pressings of this album don't have, that I'm very, very happy to see from this pressing, it says a Philips record product. None of the other pressings have that, and I totally thought that despite the condition of the cover and the gatefold, I thought the record was not going to play that great, because I did check the record, but it played perfectly. No problems whatsoever. No jumps, no scratches, nothing. This is still one of my big favourite Black Sabbath albums, and I'm very happy to have this in my collection now. This is one of my most favourite original pressings that I've bought for my collection ever. And here's that. But yeah, I'm just so thrilled to have this in my collection. It was worth the purchase. So that is that. And all on that, that is it for my latest update, and I will be back to do another album review. I'm so sorry that you guys have been waiting for so long, but I will be thinking of something to do for an album for me to review. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.